Hi, this is Charlie Newshafer at New World Maps. We sometimes have to do some small repairs to maps that we have in our inventory. And I'm talking, for example, like this one here. There's some edge tears that can be repaired, and there's a small chip up at the top. And I'll show you how we'd make those simple repairs. So at the lower corner, we have what are called closed tears. In other words, there's nothing missing. There's some loose flappy pieces, and we're going to smooth those out and work on the reverse side. So I'm going to be turning this over. I have my little burnishing tool here, which is the first step in sort of smoothing out some of the wrinkles and making sure everything is right where it should be. And then I'm going to start with some small pieces of tape just to hold everything in place. Like there, and another one there. And smooth it out with this little burnishing tool. And actually, and then I'm going to do another little piece there. And then, just to dress it up and make it look nice, even though it's the back side, we're going to take a long piece and we're going to cover everything up. Now, the reason you want to use an archival tape and not just a regular over-the-counter cellophane tape is that this will last forever. It's conservation grade archival repair tape. And now we're going to take a look at the front side. Now, how about that? What was some small tears, it now looks pretty good, I think. And you want to do a repair not just to make it look good, but to keep future tears from happening. You know, a small tear can become a big tear in repeated handling and time. So we do a minor repair like that just to keep things stable and to keep it from getting any worse. All right, we fixed those small edge tears. Now we're going to deal with a little chip. A chip is where there's actually a piece missing. So there's no paper on the other side here to fold over and tape. So we have to come up with something to fill that hole, and usually we can find in our scrap paper something that is close to what we have there, and that would seem to be a pretty close fit. So I'm just going to tape that in place there. Once again, using our thermoplast, and tape the back. Now you're going to see that there's a sort of a flappy part hanging out there, but we'll address that in a minute. I'm going to turn it back over now, and there you see that. So what happens next is pretty simple. We put a little cutting board under our map. We get our knife out and a straight edge. Line that up. So we're just going to trim off that flap there. Very nice, very nice. Smooth it with the burnishing tool, and we have filled our chip. The archival tape we use, and we've used a lot of this over the years, is called Filmoplast P. It's made by Neschen, N-E-S-C-H-E-N, in Germany. It's an archival quality, buffered, conservation grade repair tape. That's my recommendation. We've used it for years. And there you have it. We filled that hole where the chip was. Not a perfect color match, but this is not a big expensive map either. If this were a more expensive map or a more serious repair, we would send it to a paper conservator. This is something that we can do, something that you can do. Just use an archival tape and you can fix those edge tears, keep your map stabilized and limiting any further damage. Thanks again. Happy mapping.